Hello, and welcome back to the Flaming Brain Abides. Now I know what you're thinking. Hey, Flaming Brain, what's with the hair? Well, last week I came up with a brand new hair growth formula. And look! Actually, that's not the case. You see, I'm bipolar, and bipolar people sometimes we do things a little bit strange. And so a couple days ago, at the age of 68, I decided to do something I'd never done before and see if I could give myself my own haircut. And well, it looks like I'm going to be wearing a wig now for a little while. I really should have just gone to Supercuts, and I could have got a nice head massage out of it too. But I digress. So today I want to give a shout out to someone who's been kind of a mentor to me of sorts for a very long time, an incredible inventor named Dr. Paul Moller, and tell a little bit about his story. Now, what a lot of people don't know is that shortly after the first powered flight occurred on December 17th, 1903, there were a lot of people that began wanting to combine aircraft with automobiles, believe it or not. It's been a dream for a lot of people for a long time, and many people have tried to do just that. Now, one such person was a man named Moult Taylor, born in Portland, Oregon in 1912, and he had just such a passion for creating a flying car, and he actually did succeed at this. Back in 1949, he created the Aero car. And as you can see, it was a funky looking little car that had a tail section, and back at the very back was a propeller. And the wings could actually rotate down so they were in a vertical position and then swing backwards for when you were driving it on the road. And then when you wanted to fly, the engine would disengage from the wheels and then engage the propeller. And even though it did function and work, it just proved to not be real practical because of the restrictions on having it be a roadable car and an airworthy aircraft. He also designed this really cool little single-seat airplane called the Mini Imp, and I always wanted to build one. Now, I first learned about Dr. Moller back when I was maybe 15 or 16 when I saw this flying, and I became a huge fan. And then this was another design that he came up with, which was really cool. As you can see, it was basically like one big fan that spun to produce lift. But it wasn't very successful. But here you can see now his first operational version of the M200. And you can see in the beginning how unstable it was, and yet he managed to continue to improve it until it became quite stable. But this was the design that was near and dear to his heart that he's been working on for many, many years. And it used little Wankel rotary engines and had these nacelles with the fans inside, and they could tilt to provide vertical takeoff and landing and horizontal flight. But just like with the M200, this version, the M400, these things don't always work perfectly the first time out. And so here's Dr. Moller, who is 87 now.
You feel that you can still change the world?
If I live long enough, I'll change the world.